Batting ninth in center field, number 14, Laura East. The left fielder for the Wildcats is number 5, Carson Higgins. The Wildcats are coached by Travis Free. Assistants, Will Maddox, Jeremiah Ball, Ben Peters, and Kevin McKeithen. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to read this.
Hello again, everybody. David Clary along with TJ Hibben live here at Farragut High School getting set for Region 2 tournament baseball action. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge taking on the Rebels of Maryville High School. Let me run down the starting lineups. First off, for the visiting on the scoreboard, Maryville Rebels leading things off and playing center field will be Brady Orr. Batting second will be the shortstop. That'll be Kane Baber. Batting third will be the third baseman, Cade Batchelor. Batting fourth will be the designated hitter, Sam Young. He'll be hitting for Isaac Croy, the left fielder today. Batting fifth will be Cohen Badley, the catcher. He'll be hitting fifth. Ryder Storm will be hitting sixth. He'll be playing first base. Garrett Knopf will be pitching today. He'll be hitting seventh. Ryan Wade will be playing second base. He'll be hitting in the number 8 position. Number 9 will be Hunter Olaf. He'll be playing right field. For the home team, the Wildcats of Oak Ridge, leading things off will be the shortstop. That'll be Caden Black. Batting second will be the pitcher in today's game, Cameron Welch. Batting third will be the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Batting fourth for Oak Ridge will be Peyton Witter. He'll be playing first base for the Wildcats. Richie Ferreira will be Parker Free will be the catcher. He'll be hitting fifth. Richie Ferreira will be playing right field today. The designated hitter for Oak Ridge will be Cy Stevens. He'll be hitting for Carson Fagan, who will be playing left field today for the Wildcats. The number 8 hitter will be Kyron Welch. He'll be playing second base for Oak Ridge, and batting ninth will be the center fielder, and that'll be Warren East. The Wildcats and Maryville Rebels, the two teams played already twice this year. Maryville winning both ball games, one at Maryville and one at Oak Ridge. Maryville is the runner-up out of District 4. The Wildcats are the District 3 champions. There will be 2 ball games today, and the Farragut Central game will take place immediately following this ball game. And then tomorrow there could be, several ball games, 3 ball games, including the region championship ball game. TJ Hibben is here with us, and so is Peyton Campbell. Peyton's going to help us out a little bit later on when TJ has to roll. But we're live at Farragut on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, and we appreciate you listening or watching our broadcast wherever you might be. I'm going to turn the mic off since the music is playing. We're moments away from Region 2 Tournament Baseball here on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School, getting set for this Region 2 ball game. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the Maryville Rebels. Two teams have been playing sports since the 1940s. They don't play often in region tournament. In fact, trying to look back in my memory, I don't remember Oak Ridge and Maryville playing in region tournament baseball action. We've played it many times in basketball and obviously in playoff football and in other sports. The Rebels are the runners-up of District 4. They knocked off Hardin Valley to take away that throne. Of course, the perennial champions of District 4, the Farragut Admirals, and they will be playing Central after this game. Right now, Cameron Welch is warming up. The Wildcats are the home team on the scoreboard by virtue of winning the district championship. The Rebels will come in as the runner-up of District 4. Setting the defense for Oak Ridge, Peyton Witter is playing first base. The second baseman for the Wildcats is Kyron Welch. Caden Black is at short. Mikey Teasley is the third baseman. Carson Fagan is in left. The center fielder is Warren East. The right fielder is Richie Ferreira. Parker Free is on the mound. And while I have an opportunity, I'd like to thank the East family. Warren East's grandparents basically are paying for our live stream today. We appreciate them greatly. We wouldn't be able to get on the air at all if not for them. As we get set for baseball, we're glad you've tuned in. The Wildcats and Rebels here. And the first pitch of the game is about to go to the center fielder, Brady Orr. And he steps in. He's a right-handed hitter. And here we go. Region 2 baseball. This is not an elimination ball game. The winner plays the winner of the next ball game for the championship. Umpires are ready. We're working with a three-man crew for this region tournament ball game. Good turnout of fans for a 1:30 ball game. Orr steps in. The sophomore pitcher, Cam, has the sign. The pitch is a called strike. And we are underway from Farragut High School. Wildcat dugout is on the first base side. The Rebels are on the third. That pitch is hit foul over the top of the press box and out of play. And the count is 0-2 to Brady Orr. Baber's on deck. He'll be followed by Batchelor in the Maryville lineup. Two-strike pitch. Cut on a miss. That is strikeout number 1 in the ball game for Camden. And Camden coming off perhaps his best effort as a Wildcat. He's only a sophomore, but against the Powell Panthers at the district tournament, he was just phenomenal. A complete game in that ball game. Left-handed hitter steps in now. This will be Kane Baber. He is a shortstop, batting from the left side. The Rebels wearing their blue jerseys with white and red. The Wildcats in their predominantly white jerseys with cardinal trim. Pitch, cut on a miss. And the count is 0-1. Welch works from the third base side of the rubber. The pitch is outside a ball. That evens the count at 1 strike. Nobody on, 1 out. We're in the top of the first in this Region 2 ball game from Farragut High School. The winner moves on to play for the championship. The loser will also get a chance to play tomorrow as well. It'll be 3 games total tomorrow. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's high and tight. Brushed him back a bit, and the count is 2-1 strike. TJ Hibben doing camera work for us today. We'll have Peyton Campbell later. Cam comes to the plate. Outside. Ball 3. 3-1 strike. I'm looking up on the scoreboard. Obviously, they are not running the scoreboard on the balls and strikes anyway, keeping up with the hits and runs and errors and such. Cam comes to the plate. Hit foul off the netting, and the count is full at 3-2 strikes. Batchelor, the third baseman, is on deck for the Rebels. Lefty versus lefty. 3-2 strikes the count. Pitch. That's high, and that's ball 4. 1 out walk for the Rebels. First walk of the ball game for Cam Welch. And the batter now will be the third baseman, Cade Batchelor. He's a right-handed hitter. As we broadcast here from Farragut High School in the bleachers, very full bleachers here today. I was kind of wondering how many people would be here for the 1:30 ball game as the ball is hit right back to Cam. He throws on. They've got one, and the throw back eludes Witter. He has to go up and get it, but it is a fielder's choice out recorded as Baber is recorded out 1-6 for the second out of the inning. And the batter now will be the designated hitter, Sam Young. He's hitting for Isaac Crow, the left fielder today for the Rebels. Another lefty. Wind blowing fairly steadily to center. The dimensions of this field as that pitch is a called strike. 305 to left down the line, 310 to right, dead center. Not too deep as well, but they've got a high wall. Pitcher runner is going. Here comes the throw, and the ball eludes Hayden, and that is a stolen base. So they've got a runner in scoring position with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. .365 to center. Power rallies are at 330 and 325 on the right side. Runner at second, the pitch. A little outside, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Number 4 hitter in the Maryville lineup. Welch has the sign from Parker free. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Cut on a miss. Breaking pitch, missed it. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm totally surprised how many people are here. There are a ton of Maryville fans here. There are a few Oak Ridge people as well. Of course, Farragut and Central will be playing later. 2-2 pitch with a runner at second. Pitch outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. One thing that Cam did not do in the ball game against Powell at the district tournament, he didn't walk anybody. And he has a walk already to his credit in this first inning. He's got a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. That is a little bit high and outside, and that is ball 4. So a couple of walks here in the first inning, and now they've got runners at first and second and 2 outs. And here comes the catcher. He'll be batting for the Rebels.
The catcher, number 26, Cohen Babley.
Cohen Babley is the batter. He is the catcher. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 2 walks already. Pitch, hit foul off the screen. Pulled down by Will Maddox, assistant coach of the Wildcats. Other assistant coaches are Ben Peters, Jeremiah Ball, Kevin McKeithen. The head coach at Oak Ridge is Travis Free. 1 strike the count on Babley. Storm on deck. Hopefully not a storm in the air as that pitch is hit foul on the breaking pitch back to the screen, and the count is 0-2. Yeah, we had a miserable day Monday. It was a great day for the Wildcats as they won the district championship, but the rain just was absolutely terrible. Kind of damaged some of our equipment. We weren't able to get back on, but we're with you today on our YouTube channel. 2-strike pitch, cut on a miss, and that is the second strikeout of the ball game for Cam Welch. They pick up a couple of base runners on 2 base on balls. We go to the bottom half of the first inning at the Region 2 baseball tournament from Farragut High School. The Wildcats coming to bat. They'll send to the plate Caden Black, Cam Welch, Mikey Teasley. That's the scheduled 3 in the Oak Ridge lineup. We're going to turn off our mics. We appreciate the East family for paying our rights fee today. And they are the grandparents of Warren East, the TSSAA. Each and every ball game we stream, they charge us $250, and Warren's grandparents have paid our rights fee today. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to Farragut in a moment. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School, the Region 2 baseball tournament, the Wildcats and Rebels. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and Caden Black will be leading things off. We appreciate Mike and Janice for sponsoring our broadcast today. They live in Salem, Virginia. They've watched a lot of our broadcasts on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, and they're here today live, and they're paying for our stream, so we appreciate them. The long throw down by the Maryville catcher, and the bottom half of the first inning is about to get set. Tomorrow, the first ball game will be brought to you by Jimmy Norman, attorney at law. We'll talk more about him tomorrow, but we appreciate him and all of our sponsors as Caden Black leads things off for the Wildcats. Black bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing pitcher, Garrett Knopf. The righty comes to the plate. There's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As I mentioned, Knopf throws from the right side on the first base side of the rubber, the one-strike pitch. That's inside, and that evens the count at 1-1 strike. Scoreless game. We're in the bottom of the first. Live on YouTube on our Prep Radio channel. We'll broadcast again tomorrow. We'll talk about the game times, depending on what happens today in this game, obviously, as that pitch is cut on a miss, kind of half swing, and Caden misfires on it, and the count is 1-2. Cam Welch will follow, then Mikey Teasley. Beautiful Farragut field. Pitch. That's on the inside corner, and that is called strike 3. Looked like it was inside, but Caden took it, and that is out number 1 here in the first inning. The batter now will be the sophomore pitcher, Camden Welch. Kind of dark skies. Now the sun is peering through, but the temperature is pleasant. I'd get TJ on the air, but he doesn't like to talk much. Here's the pitch. That's a little low, and the count is 1 no strikes. 1 out, nobody aboard. We're in the bottom of the first. Wildcat dugout on our right, everybody on the railing. The pitch is up high. That's 2 no strikes. TJ, get a shot of the Oak Ridge dugout down there. Get a shot of the Oak Ridge dugout as they lean up against the fence. There they are, all in their cardinal and gray. Pitch to Kim is inside. 82-mile-per-hour pitch, sails inside, and the count is 3 no strikes. Camden is a sophomore. He'll be followed by another sophomore, Mikey Teasley, in the Wildcat lineup. 3-0 pitch. There's a called strike at the knees, and the count is 3-1. Three-one pitch. That's called strike 2, right at the belt, right down the middle. And the count is full again, 3 strikes. A little windy, but not so bad today. 3 strikes. The pitch hit foul. Off the screen once again. The count remains full at 3 strikes. Camden back in. We're sitting kind of basically in the Maryville section, but it's the best angle for the camera. There are a lot of people here. A lot of people sitting up on the hill. 3-2 pitch. That's going to be ball 4. And down the first base runner of the ball game will go Camden Welch, and the batter now will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey's playing third base for Oak Ridge today. Mikey is a sophomore. The Wildcats have a lot of underclassmen in the starting lineup. Of course, Caden Black, a senior. The only other seniors in the lineup are him and Kai Welch. Got Izzy Mitchell is going to run for Cam as a courtesy runner. Good speed at first, short lead though. Mikey steps in, and Izzy draws a throw to first. Both teams have had base runners in the first. Maryville failed to score. They picked up a couple of walks, but Camden struck out a couple. Teasley yet to receive a pitch from Knopf. Is he a good lead? The pitch. Outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Mikey Teasley. Mikey will be followed by the junior Peyton Witter, then Parker Free, scheduled to hit for the Wildcats. Izzy a good lead at now at first, bigger than before. Takes his lead off the bag and draws yet another throw. Will Maddox is the first base coach for Oak Ridge. Travis Free is down in the third base box. Nobody really ever stands in those boxes, but they have them anyway. I was watching the Farragut grounds crew paint them before the game as Izzy draws yet another throw and a hard swipe tag at first. Back safely goes Mitchell. The senior takes his lead. Mikey has one strike on him. The pitch. Hit in the air to left center field. Pretty deep. Center fielder back on it, though. Makes the catch for out number 2. And the batter now will be Peyton Witter. Peyton will bat from the right side. He's the first baseman today. Cy is going to be the designated hitter. Peyton's pitched pretty well the other day and got the save in the win over Central in the District 3 championship ball game. He's a designated hitter. Sometimes he plays first, and he's playing first today since Welch. As he draws yet another throw, a little closer this time. Not sure if that's Louie down at first base doing the umpire. It might be the father-son duo. It looks like Rick Hendricks is in the field as well. That's the 3 umpires working today's game. No count on Witter. Izzy's going. The pitch is a strike. Here's a throw, and Izzy is out. Caught stealing, and that is out number 3. So the Wildcats pick up a base runner, and Izzy Mitchell is caught stealing. We go to the second inning. We are live at Farragut High School on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. My name is David Clary, along with TJ Hibben and Peyton Campbell. We appreciate Mike and Jane East. They live in Salem, Virginia, but they made the trip here to Farragut to take in their grandson Warren East ball game today, but they are actually paying our rights fee. The TSSAA, as we say each and every ball game, charges $250 per game that we do, and Mike and Jane East paid our rights fee today. We're live at Farragut High School. We'll be back with the second inning in this Region 2 tournament game in a moment. David Clary back here along with TJ Hemmett. We appreciate Virginia Martinez for watching the ball game from sunny California. Cindy Maples watching our broadcast today. Heather and Dennis Bunch watching from Dallas, Texas. Roxy Slay watching the ball game. Camilla Mitchell, of course, watching today. That's Izzy's mom. And let's see who else is watching. Looks Deborah Brown watching the Wildcats from Ohio. And let's see if there's anybody else. Here comes Ryder Storm to lead things off for the Maryville Rebels. Ryder hits in the number 5 position. He is the first baseman for the Rebels. When whipping around the field here, short dimensions, as I mentioned. The pitch is a little outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch a little out of the strike zone. A little narrower strike zone today than we've seen. Here comes the sun once again. 2 balls, no strikes. Storm will be followed by Knopf, then Wade in their Maryville lineup. The 2-0 pitch is hit on the ground. Third base side, Mikey Teasley on a short hop. Lost his hat, but throws it across the diamond, and that is out number 1. Mikey lost his hat. The wind flipped it off. He took a couple steps, then showed off his arm, and he just whipped it over to Peyton Witter, and that is the first out here in the second inning. Batter now is the pitcher, Garrett Knopf. He bats from the left side against the lefty, Camden Welch. No hits to this point as Camden either trips off the mound or something. Maybe timeout was asked for. I'm not exactly sure. Cam didn't look too comfortable as he came kind of falling off the mound, and that's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. I don't know, play was halted or not. In Cam's mind, it was, but it's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. This is not an elimination ball game. It's just a chance to get a chance to play for the region championship. Pitch, he squares the bunt, takes a strike on the belt, at the belt, on the inside corner, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody aboard. Rebels batting in the second. Pitch is outside, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the sun, TJ.
I know that sounds like a good thing for you, but you're in the shade and I'm sitting out in it.
There's a swinging strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maryville, the runner-up of District 4. Oak Ridge, the champions of District 3. Here's the 2-strike pitch on the ground. Second base side. Nice hop for Kyron Welch, and he throws on the first to retire Knopf, and that is out number 2. So moving quickly, and the next batter for them will be the number 8 hitter in their lineup, and that is Ryan Wade. He plays second base for the Maryville Rebels. Wade bats from the right side. We're at Farragut. Farragut will play Central immediately following this ball game. Appreciate everybody watching our stream today. Cut on a miss, 80-something mile per hour fastball by the sophomore, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Peyton keeping up with the pitches, the pitch speed. TJ keeping up with me as that pitch is a ball, and count is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch, hit right to Kyron Welch. He makes the catch on the fly on the line drive, and that is out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Cam Welch. We go to the bottom of the second inning live here from Farragut High School on our YouTube channel Prep Radio. We'll be back with the Wildcats. They'll have Witter, Free, and Ferreira, the schedule 3 in Coach Travis Free's lineup. And we'll be back to Farragut in a moment. David Clary, TJ Hibben, Peyton Campbell back here at Farragut High School. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Braden Sharp watching our broadcast today from class at good old Oak Ridge High School. Appreciate him. The batter now will be Peyton Witter. Peyton was batting when Mitchell was caught stealing in the first inning. Pitch is down low, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. I'm going to have to ask Brad if this is the father-son duo umpiring team. Is that pitch evidently a little outside, maybe low? The count is 2 balls and no strikes. We're not directly behind the plate. We're just a little bit off on the third base side. 2-0 pitch. That's a ball. I could tell that's a ball. That's 3 balls and no strikes. It was low in the left-handed batter's box. And Peyton ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch to him. There's a called strike. And the count is 3-1. Three-one pitch. That's ball 4. So a good start for the Wildcats. They get their leadoff man aboard. And the batter will be the freshman catcher, Parker Free. Wildcats today are starting, let's see, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 2 seniors, and 3 juniors. Cy Stevens, Ferreira, and Witter. The freshman steps in, right-handed hitter. And the pitch, he squares the bunt. Pitcher's right back to the pitcher. He drops it and can't pick it up. Good play for the Wildcats. Luckily, the pitcher, Garrett Knopf, the ball was hit back to him so hard. His first thought, obviously, was he was going to get it, whirl, and throw to second and get the force out, but he just couldn't pick it up. And the Wildcats have runners at first and second with nobody out. And Richie Ferreira steps in. Richie's had a really good postseason. He's hit the ball extremely well for the Wildcats. Had 3 hits the other night against, I believe it was in the Central ball game. Runners at first and second. That pitch almost hits Richie. And Richie kind of had to duck out of the way, obviously. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Witter is the lead runner at second. Wildcats take their lead off of first and on second. Nobody out. Righty versus lefty. Knopf steps off the rubber and chases the runner back.
Let's go, Rick. Do a job, son.
1-0 pitch. He bunts it up the first base side, but it's foul. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck for the Wildcats is the designated hitter, Cy Stevens.
Go, Rick.
One ball, 1 strike. Knopf has the sign. Takes the ball. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second for Oak Ridge. We're in the second. No score. Both pitchers have been pretty solid to this point. Neither have given up a hit to this point in the game. Oak Ridge dugout making some noise down to our right. Richie squares to bunt. Takes ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wildcats are trying to give them an out, but the pitches have been out of the strike zone, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Junior Cy Stevens on deck for Oak Ridge. Herrera, 3 balls, 1 strike on him. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike, and that evens the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Richie got a little coaching from somebody behind the netting. Look back. 3-2 pitch upcoming from Garrett Knopf. And here's the 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4. And the Wildcats have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the second inning. Bases are loaded. There's a conversation on the hill taking place between the Maryville coaching staff and the infield. We're live here. We appreciate Mike and Jane East from Salem, Virginia, who are paying our fee to the TSSAA as the Wildcats and Rebels play here in the Region 2 tournament. We're going to turn off our mic. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. You know you're getting old when you can't even recognize your own voice. As Cy Stevens will jump in for the Wildcats. Bases loaded, nobody out. Golden opportunity for the Wildcats here in this second inning. That pitch is a called strike. Stevens will be followed by Kai Welch, then Warren East in the Wildcat lineup. Cy, big burly, right-handed hitter, junior. Bases full of Wildcats. Garrett comes to the plate with a pitch. That's a ball. Good stop there by the catcher, keeping it from going back to the screen. And the count is even at 1-1 strike. Cloud cover now and a cold wind blowing through. Cy back in, the 1-1 pitch to him. Just a little outside, I guess. Maybe a little low. And the count is 2-1 strike. 2-1 strike. Bases full of Oak Ridge players. Walks and an error on the pitcher. Cy gets tired, steps off out of the batter's box, and back in he goes. 2-1 strike. On the inside corner for a called strike, and that evens the count at 2-2 strikes. TJ Hibben doing our top camera. Appreciate him. Cy back in. He'll be followed by Kyron Welch. 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air, foul. Out of play. Over the top of the press box. And one thing that concerns me is my car is parked back there. It's pretty close, actually. 2-2 strikes. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Good opportunity for Oak Ridge. Bottom of the order for the Wildcats. Cy trying to get things started here as that pitch is cut on a miss. And that is a swinging strikeout. And that is out number 1. Kai Welch, the batter for the Wildcats. Then it'll be Warren East. Neither pitcher has given up a hit to this point. Both have had several walks. Righty versus righty. The pitch is called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1. Last time the Wildcats won a region championship, you have to go all the way back to 1993. In a long time. 1 strike pitch. Ball 1. 1-1 strike. Yeah, the Wildcats won the region back in 93. Played Dobbins Bennett in the sectional and were defeated. There was then the 1-game format. It's now a series format. As that pitch is hit on the ground, third base side, they're going to get the force at the plate, and that is out number 2. Ball was hit on the ground. Good, smart move by the third baseman. Came home and got the force. He kind of fumbled it, but he made the play, and Kai reaches on a fielder's choice, and it'll be up to the freshman center fielder for the Wildcats, Warren East. Bases full of Wildcats. Warren, typically a good contact guy. Wildcats had the bases loaded with nobody out. Now there's 2 outs. And let's see what the freshman can do. Caden Black is on deck. Pitch to Warren is a little low and inside, but it's on the corner, and that is strike 1.
Got you, Dub.
Peyton Witter was the guy retired at the plate. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Hit in the air, foul territory coming over the top of us, and out of play. Sun has gone down. We've got kind of overcast skies here at Farragut. School's still in session with the guys in blue up behind us. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Cut on a miss, and that is a strikeout swinging. So it's a good momentum shift for the Maryville Rebels as the Wildcats had loaded the bases, but they leave all 3 stranded. We go to the 3rd inning here at Farragut High School, the Region 2 baseball tournament. The Wildcats taking on the Maryville Rebels. Mike and Jane East paid our rights fee today. They are from Salem, Virginia, but they are here to watch their grandson Warren in this region ball game. Tomorrow, Jimmy Norman, attorney at law, will be our sponsor of our broadcast, whatever time it might be. Of course, depending on who wins this ball game. I'll run down what the schedule is for tomorrow. Game 1 will be at 11 o'clock, and that'll be the region championship game. That'll be between the winner of this game and the winner of the next ball game, which is Farragut and the Central Bobcats. The game number 2 tomorrow will be somewhere around 1:30, and that'll be the loser of this game against the loser of the second game. So if Oak Ridge wins, they'll play 11. If they lose, they'll play at 1:30. If they were to lose today and win that 1:30 ball game, they would play at 4 o'clock on Saturday, and the winner of that game will play the champion and head to the sectional. And that's kind of the format of this tournament. It used to be a one-game format where the champion would play the runner-up, and then the winners would play each other, and that would be it for the region tournament. But baseball obviously is a series sport, and they have moved to this, and I like it much better this way. Hunter Olivet, the right fielder, the leadoff man, and the number 9 hitter in the Maryville lineup. He leads things off for Maryville. Golden opportunity for Oak Ridge in the second inning. Comes to nothing, and let's see if Maryville has a little momentum as they head to the third inning. We have a scoreless ball game. Obviously, they gave Oak Ridge a hit on that little bunt back to the mound. I don't think I would have scored it that way, but favorable to the Cardinal and Gray, so we'll go with it. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Now the sun is on me there, TJ. 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed, and the count is 1-2. So I was pretty good for a while, but now the sun is beating down on me. I was smart. I originally set up in the shade. 1-2 pitch, hit foul off the screen, and he remains alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brady Orr's on deck. Then it'll be Kane Baber in the Rebel lineup. Our friends from Blount County taking on the Wildcats of Oak Ridge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. It's outside and high, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing a little different from Cam in the Powell ball game in the district tournament, his control's a little bit different. Of course, the strike zone's a little narrower, as we discussed. That pitch just outside the zone, and the count is full. He didn't walk anybody in that ball game, but he's had a couple walks in this one already. Retired the side in order in the second. He's facing the number 9 hitter in their lineup, Hunter Olivet. Pitch. They call strike 3. And he's caught looking. That's a borderline pitch, but it goes the Wildcat way, and Cam has his 4th strikeout of the ball game. And back to the top of the order we go to Brady Orr. Brady was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Not a whole lot of offense. 2 really good pitchers going at it today on this sunny afternoon as that breaking pitch comes across the inside corner of the plate, and the count is 0-1. Brady will be followed by Kane Baber in the Rebel lineup. Pitch, hit in the air, foul territory, off to the right, and out of play. You know, I was talking to the athletic director at Farragut when I first got here about what we thought would be the crowd size here. We were wrong, both of us. It was a good crowd for a 1:30 ball game. 2 strike pitches hit in the air. Foul territory. Peyton Witter, the first baseman, calls for it and makes the catch just inside fair territory for out number 2. It's definitely a pitcher's duel today.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any base hits. I mean, there's been a few, but that was off an error, I believe.
Well, that's what I called it, but on the scoreboard they gave him a hit. But, oh well. Kane Baber is the batter. He walked and was retired on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Lefty versus lefty. The pitch. Called strike. The outside half of the plate, and the count is 0-1. Both Cam Welch and Garrett Knopf pitching well as we're moving right along. As we're in the top of the third, the pitch is a breaking pitch, stays outside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate East Tennessee Spine and Sport, Jared Mullins with Mullins Construction, and Lynn Hart with Okies for all the sponsorship of the previous games. That pitch is cut on and missed, maybe foul tipped, and the count is 1-2. Today, we have Mike and Jane East, Warren East grandparents, sponsoring our broadcast. They pay the $250. Tomorrow it'll be attorney Jimmy Norman paying our rights fee, and we thank them. If you know them, let them know that you appreciate them helping us sponsor our broadcast. 1-2 strikes. Bachelor will follow in the Rebel lineup. Baber, 1-2 strikes. Cam's pitch, hit on the ground. First base side, Peyton Witter. That's an easy one. He runs to the bag and retires the Rebels in order once again. That's 3 up and 3 down for the second consecutive inning. We go to the bottom of the third inning of this Region 2 baseball game here from Farragut High School, live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We'll check the stream in a moment to see who might be watching. Oak Ridge coming to bat in the bottom of the third, and we'll be back to Farragut in a moment. Caden Black will lead things off for the Wildcats here in the third. Oak Ridge loaded the bases in the previous inning, failed to score. We got Robert P. watching. We got Caleb Riker watching our broadcast. We have several Maryville people watching as well. Vashawn Knowles is on the broadcast. Not with us, S. Stacy Williams watching the broadcast. Nate Owenby, Ira Peavy, and others as Caden Black steps in with a 1-ball, no strike count. Pitch to Caden is a little high, but called a strike at the belt, a little above the belt, and the count is even at 1-ball and 1 strike. Caden struck out looking his first time. He bats with a 1-ball, 1 strike count. Hit foul. Fielded on one hand by the left hand of Camden Welch, who's on deck. And Caden Black behind in the count, 1-ball and 2 strikes. Caden about a little over a week off of surgery. Came back for the West ball game as that pitch stays up high. It was right on his hand, and he's done really well since coming back for the Wildcats. He's the leadoff man for the Wildcats, plays short, all-state performer for the Wildcats, a 4-year starter for Oak Ridge. He's got a 2-2 count on him, and the pitch is hit well to the gap, to left center field. It's to the wall. It's off the wall. Caden Black is heading towards second, and he's in with a stand-up double. He hit the ball about as far as you could go to the wall, hit just at the base of the green part of the fence. And the Wildcats, once again, have their leadoff man aboard, and it's a good sign. Wildcats have been able to pick up some base runners to this point, but neither team has been able to score. That's the hardest hit ball by either team in this one. And the batter now will be the pitcher, Cam Welch. Welch, another left-hander. Cam walked his first time, was replaced on the base pass by Izzy Mitchell. Caden always a threat to go. It doesn't matter if it's stealing third or second. Got great speed, the all-time leading stolen base man in Oak Ridge history, and he's the base runner. Not going. The pitch to Cam is outside, and the count is 1-0. Welch will be followed by Mikey Teasley in the lineup. They say that's the second hit. I kind of struggled to give a hit on that bunt earlier, but the official score did, so I guess the Wildcats had 2 hits. That was a legitimate double off the fence. The pitch to Cam is a called strike, and the count is 1-ball and 1 strike. DJ Hibben doing camera work for me. Peyton will follow him. 1 ball, 1 strike. TJ's going to a concert. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the whirl, the throwback, and Black is back to the bag safely. If that's Louis out there, you never know, though. 1 ball, 1 strike. Welch back in, the sophomore. Bats from the left side and takes ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As I mentioned, the Wildcats loaded the bases in the previous inning. A walk and what they called an infield hit, and then another walk, and then 3 consecutive outs were recorded by Knopf to get out of that jam. He's got the leadoff man aboard now at second base. That's Caden Black. Knopf has the sign. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hit well to shallow shortstop. And that is out number, I got fooled. That is out number 1 as Cam pops out to the shortstop. And the batter now will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey flew out to center field back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Long look down the head coach of the Wildcats, Travis Free. It wouldn't surprise me if Caden doesn't try to steal if he gets the opportunity. The Rebels have tried to hold him on close. Mikey steps in. Sophomore 0 for 1 in the ball game. Pitch to him. That's a ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Scoreless ball game. Wildcats and Rebels. As I mentioned, the 2 teams have been playing sports since the 40s. All kinds of sports. Kevin Steen tells me we played Maryville back in the day when he was on the team in the region. Because that pitch, oh boy, that was inside. That was definitely inside, but called a strike. And we'll go with that. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mikey Teasley. 1 out. Caden Black is the base runner at second. Scoreless game. Knopf checks the runner. Pitch. Hit foul. Off to the right, over the top of the football field house, and popped off of something, hopefully the roof, and not a little silver van back there. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sun has come out strong here at Farragut now. We've had intermittent clouds the entire day. It's cool. It's not really hot. The sun is beating down. It is hot, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mikey Teasley. Here comes once again a pickoff attempt. Black was up to it as the second baseman came sneaking in behind. Count is 1 and 2. Little conversation between the Maryville catcher. Peyton Witter is on deck for the Wildcats. He walked his first plate appearance. One ball, 2 strikes. Black takes another good-sized lead at second, and once again, Knopf being bothered a bit by Caden Black. Like I said, knowing Oak Ridge, they're liable to go anytime. Second baseman cheats over the pitch, down low a ball. Good take there by Mikey. It was close, right off the plate at the knees, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats District 3 champions. Farragut was the champion of District 4. Maryville was the runner-up. Central the runner-up of District 3. Another pickoff attempt, a little closer that time, but not really. And back to the bag goes Caden Black. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, scoreless game. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, the Region 2 tournament. Farragut High School will be back here tomorrow, either at 11 o'clock or at 1:30 for a ball game. 2-2 pitch to Mikey. That's a good take. Again, a little low, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Meat of the order for the Wildcats. Mikey's had a couple close ones he's taken. Been right around the strike zone. Black takes his lead off of second. The pitch. That's ball 4. Good at bat there for Mikey Teasley. was down 1-2 and then was able to work a walk. And the Wildcats once again have base runners. They loaded the bases in the previous inning, did not score. And let's see what Knopf. Now we're going to have another visit once again to Garrett Knopf on the hill. Once again, we appreciate Mike and Jane East for paying our rights fee. The TSSAA charges $250 per game when we stream them. And they paid our rights fee for this one, Mike and Jane East did. And we appreciate them. Tomorrow it'll be Jimmy Norman, attorney at law, either in the 11 o'clock game or the 1:30 ball game. We'll broadcast either way. If you win the ball game, you play at 11. If you lose, you play at 1:30. If you win this ball game, you play the winner of the next ball game in the Region 2 championship ball game tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The losers, obviously, this is a double elimination tournament. So you want to be in that championship game. Oak Ridge was in the same situation last year. Oak Ridge in the first round last year beat Hardin Valley in the first round and then had to play Farragut and Hardin Valley back-to-back and lost up at Carson Newman. The Wildcats won last year's game against Hardin Valley. That game was played at Tommy Shumpert Park, but then Hardin Valley came back to win. Hardin Valley and Farragut went on all the way through the sectional and all the way to the state tournament and played each other for the state championship with Farragut, obviously, as they pretty much do every year, won the state championship. Batter now will be Peyton Witter. Do we have a shot? Is that man on? Peyton Witter steps in, right-handed hitter. Caden Black, the runner at second. The Wildcats have Mikey Teasley at first. The pitch is a called strike on the outside half of the plate, and the count is 0-1. Good. Hopefully it's not. Peyton back in. Peyton walked his last time. Here comes the pickoff play at first, and it's close. They got him. That's close. And if that's Louis, who knows? But they called him out. Good lead that time, and Wildcats have had a couple base runners retired that way. And now there's two outs. Wildcats have had a stolen base, caught stolen base, and then a pickoff at first, and now there's two outs. Pitch to Witter is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So it's going to take a base hit now. Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. Black takes his lead off of second. Second baseman once again creeps in. He's going. The pitch, cut on a missed, and no throw, and that is a stolen base for Caden Black. And now a wild pitch or a pass ball could get him in. Garrett Knopf trying to close out the third inning. Wildcats. Witter back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Inside corner for called strike 3. So, once again, the Wildcats threaten, but fail to score. A base running mistake by the Wildcats. We go to the top of the 4th inning. We still have a scoreless game in this Region 2 tournament game from Farragut High School. A pitcher's duel on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Thanks for tuning us in wherever you might be. I know there's some people watching on at Oak Ridge High School because this game is during the school day. Farragut is in school right behind us, and I'm sure while I'm looking at this chat, there's several Maryville people watching as well. It's Oak Ridge and Maryville at the region tournament. We'll take a break. We'll be back to Farragut. Scoreless game in a moment. Live here at Farragut High School. We appreciate Thomas Cox watching our broadcast today. Hi, Thomas. Gregory Pavanich watching. I apologize if I spelled that wrong. Let's see. Ben George is watching. Hey, Ben. Thanks for tuning in our broadcast today. Also watching our broadcast, we got Kyler touch, it looks like. We appreciate him. A lot of Wildcat fans watching the Oak Ridge baseball game against the Maryville Rebels. Oak Ridge has had several golden opportunities. Offensively, they had the bases loaded. They had a leadoff man, but couldn't get any runs in. As the Wildcats and Rebels are tied at 0-0. Wow, Coach Aaron Green in attendance here. Good to see Coach Green here, the head coach of the Oak Ridge basketball team. He doesn't come to many baseball games, but it's good to have him here. Principal of Oak Ridge High School, Drayton Hawkins, is also in attendance. Leading things off in the fourth, the number 3 hitter in their lineup, Cade Batchelor. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Lefty versus righty. Fourth inning, no score. Ball's hit foul over into the Maryville dugout. Went in quickly. Guess everybody's okay. Ball comes tossing out, and I guess everybody is good in the Maryville dugout. And the count is 0-1. Batchelor will be followed by Sam Young. He's the designated hitter. Pitch to the plate, low and inside. Evens the count, 1 ball and a strike. I guess TJ keeping up with the scoreboard over there. Not much to talk about as that ball is hit just foul down the third base line, and the count is 1-2. Cohen Babley will be the number 3 hitter in the lineup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Welch comes to the plate, 1-2 pitch, low and outside, and the count is 2-2. Rebels coming off a loss to Farragut on Monday. The Wildcats beat Central. Pitch is hit foul back to the screen. And the count is 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Hit hard on 1 hop to the shortstop, Caden Black. Throws him out for out number 1. When the ball was hit right off the bat, either Caden was cheating towards second or he just got to it quickly, because when he first hit it, I thought that was for sure going to go into center field. But it's an out, and that's out number 1 here in the 4th inning. Now the designated hitter steps in, Sam Young. He walked back in the 1st inning. Young steps in. The pitch to him is hit in the air, foul off to the left side. Currently got well over 100 people watching our live stream as that ball is hit definitely into the outfield, and that's going to be in for at least 1. Warren East comes up with it quickly. He just stuck his bat out, nothing fancy at all, and he picks up the first hit of the ball game for the Maryville Rebels. And the batter now will be Cohen Babley. He was a strikeout victim his last time. 1 out. We're in the 4th. First hit of the game for the Maryville Rebels. And it looks like we might have a courtesy runner coming into the ball game.
He's running at first, number 30, Ben Dockery.
Courtesy runner is Ben Dockery. Takes over the base running duties for Sam Young. And the batter, Cohen Babley. He's the catcher. He was a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Camden Welch gone all the way. Just gave up his first hit. We have a scoreless ball game. The Wildcats have had scoring opportunities in the last 2 as that ball is hit foul and hard, and the count is 0-1. Got a lot of swings and misses in the first 2 innings. They're a little bit more on that breaking pitch. 1 strike the count. Babley will be followed by Ryder Storm. Over to first and back to the bag will go Dockery. According to the chat, we have several Maryville people watching. We appreciate them. Thanks for tuning in our broadcast today from Farragut. 1 strike the count, the pitch. There's a good breaking pitch in there for a called strike. And the count is 0-2. Infield and outfield the same for Oak Ridge. Peyton Witters at first. Kyron Welch is at second. Caden Black is at short. The third baseman is Mikey Teasley. Parker Free is behind the plate. The pitch is the ball, and down low, and the count is 1-2. Good stop there by Parker, keeping it from going back to the backstop. Carson Fagan is in left field. The center fielder is Warren East, and right field is Richie Ferreira. Pitch. A little outside, I guess. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's hard to read the umpire. He's tight sometimes. He's wide sometimes. Consistency is all the players ask for. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch. That's a little low, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Babley. Oakdale's finest behind the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Good lead at first. The pitch. That's ball 4. I waited because he's called that some of the game today, and they've got runners at first and second. They've had a couple base runners before in this one, and that is walk at number 3 in the ball game for Cam Welch, and it looks like we'll have another runner running for him, and the batter will be Ryder Storm. Storm grounded out to Mikey Teasley back in the 2nd inning. Jeremiah Ball, the pitching coach at Oak Ridge, is out to talk with Welch. Here comes the entire infield as well. Gives me the opportunity once again to thank Mike and Jane East, who live in Salem, Virginia. They paid our rights fee today for our TSSAA broadcast. The guys at Hermitage charge us $250 for any stream we do in the postseason. And it even will get higher if Oak Ridge is able to move on to the sectional or even to the state tournament. That price rises. But it's $250 today, $250 tomorrow for sure. And Jimmy Norman's paid our fee for tomorrow. He is an attorney in Oak Ridge, and we'll talk about him a little bit more tomorrow. But we really want to thank Mike and Jane East. First baseman, number 17, Ryder Storm. As I mentioned, he grounded out to third back in the 2nd inning. Runners at first and second. Scoreless ball game. The Rebels trying to break on top. Storm squares to bunt. The Wildcats charge and pitches outside a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, Peyton came charging in. I don't know who his dentist is, but if he had swung away, he was going to be visiting him tomorrow. 1 ball, no strikes. Peyton kind of wandering in slower this time, and Cam, once again, comes to the plate. He does square to bunt. Takes another ball. His strike zone getting narrower and narrower. The father-son duo. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out, 2 on. The only way you get a call a strike now, he's not calling the corners now. He's just calling. He squares to bunt and bunts it up the third base line. That's going to roll foul. And the count is 2-1. Would have been a good bunt, but rolled foul. Hit the line and rolled off. And the base runners return to their respective bases. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Scoreless game from Farragut. Region 2 tournament action. Last year, the Wildcats in this round defeated Hardin Valley. Moved on to play the Farragut Admirals in the championship ball game. Scoring a bunt again. Peyton's right on top of him, and now he calls one in the same location. He is so inconsistent. He is so inconsistent with his strike zone. That ball was out of the strike zone, but he called it a strike. We'll take it. I mean, he's so inconsistent. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-2 pitch, hit in the air softly, left field. Carson Fagan under it, makes the catch for out number 2. Soft fly ball out, and that is the second out of the 4th inning. Batter now will be the pitcher, Garrett Knopf. Interesting. Kind of similar to Peyton Witter. And I might be wrong here, but I think Garrett throws from the right side, hits from the left side. And that is very similar, just the opposite of Peyton Witter. Runners at first and second, pitch is cut on and missed. Breaking pitch, sweeps outside, and the count is 0-1. Rick Hendricks, the better umpire, is in the field right behind the plate. 1 strike the count. The pitch, he swung, asked for help. Oh, Rick says he didn't, but he did. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. It's kind of a nerve-wracking ball game because nothing really, both teams have had base runners, but nobody can get across any runs. The pitch, breaking pitch, oh, a beauty by Cam Welch, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oak Ridge dugout encouraging the sophomore left-hander. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Knopf. Cut on and missed. And he goes to the dugout, and he'll be heading to the pitcher's mound. So both teams have had golden opportunities in this game. Neither team able to break through. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning here at Farragut High School, the Region 2 baseball tournament. For all those of you watching us back at good old my alma mater, good old ORHS. Hello, everybody. We are live at Farragut High School. Scoreless ball game, Oak Ridge and the Maryville Rebels. We're going to turn off our mic because Coach Joe Gaddis' favorite song is playing, and we'll turn it off. We'll be back in a moment. Peyton. Camera. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. Parker Free leads things off for the Wildcats. Parker, according to the official scorekeeper, reached on a infield single. We'll give it to him. The official scorekeeper gave him that. He takes they say a ball, and that pitch is down low, a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch hit on the ground to the shortstop. Fields it on 2 hops. Throws on the first in time to retire Parker Free. We're beginning to wonder if anybody's going to score in this one as we go to the next hitter for the Wildcats, and that'll be Richie Ferreira. Richie walked back in the 2nd inning. Left-handed hitter. Pitch to him is hit foul. Back to the screen. And the count is 0-1. Garrett Knopf has gone all the way for Maryville. Camden Welch has gone all the way for Oak Ridge. That pitch is a called strike at the belt. And the count is 0-2. Richie will be followed by Cy Stevens in the Wildcat lineup. 2-strike pitch. That hit him. I thought close to it. I guess not. And that's ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The way Richie reacted, I thought he hit him. I'm blocked by Peyton's head. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Foul tip just out of the mid of the catcher. And he stays alive. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cy Stevens is on deck. He was a strikeout victim his first time. It is a cool day. I think tonight it's going to be in the 40s for the low. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. That's a good pitch. And Richie is retired. And let's see, that is strikeout number 5 for Garrett Knopf. And the batter is Cy Stevens, batting with nobody on and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. One 0 pitch, hit on the ground, softly, third base side. Fields it on a convenient hop, throws on to first, in time to retire Cy Stevens. And the Wildcats go in order in the 4th inning. We go to the top of the 5th inning, live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, in this Region 2 tournament game where we have got a dandy pitching game going between Garrett Knopf and Camden Welch. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Rebels as we broadcast here from Farragut High School. I'm going to say this once again. I'd like to thank Mike and Jane East, normally watching our broadcast in Salem, Virginia, and they are here today watching their grandson, Warren East, play ball. He's the center fielder for the Wildcats today, and they paid our rights fee, and we appreciate all grandparents, all aunts and uncles, all girlfriends. We appreciate anybody that will help us along with our broadcast. We are a nonprofit group, and we don't have any sponsors at all for baseball. The sponsors at the bottom of the screen that you see are our basketball sponsors and some of our football sponsors as well. Baseball is one of those sports where it's just kind of hard to get a lot of sponsorship. I don't understand that because I'm a baseball guy, but we do appreciate those who have helped us with our broadcast, starting with Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport, Jared Mullins with Mullins Construction Company, Lynn Hart with Okies and the Oak Ridge Bowling Center, and Lynn Hart Construction Company. And Lynn Hart did that twice. He did the championship ball game as well, and he's also helping us out today with our broadcast, or actually might be helping us later on in the tournaments if we continue to go. But we'd like to thank Mike and Jane East for helping us today. Okay, let's go to the 5th inning. Once again, Cam has gone all the way. He'll be facing Ryan Wade. He was a strikeout victim the first time, and he takes a strike swinging. I don't know. I didn't see it that way, but we'll take it. No balls and 1 strike. 3-man crew working the ball game today. 1 strike pitch. There's strike 2. That's a good one. At the knees on the outside half of the plate. The count is 0-2. Nobody aboard. Nobody out. We're in the 5th inning. Rebels batting. Number 8 hitter, as I mentioned, that is Ryan Wade. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Right-handed hitter. Deep in the box. The pitch. Cut on and missed. That is another swinging strikeout. Second time that Ryan has gone down today. That is strikeout number 6 for Cam Welch. And here's the right fielder, Hunter Olivet. He struck out looking his first plate appearance. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Right-handed hitter. Number 9 hitter in their order. Brady Orr is on deck for our friends from Blount County. He squares to bunt, takes the ball, and the count is 1-0. Good turnout of fans here. Farragut Central game will follow. We will not broadcast that ball game. I know we just got a loud roar from the students watching at Oak Ridge High School right now. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. There's a called strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. TJ has just a few more minutes left on our broadcast, and then I'm going to bring in the next team. That's Peyton, and there's a called strike at the belt, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. The way this one's going, TJ, we might be done by the time you have to leave.
Yeah, in about 6 minutes, we might be over with this game.
Pitch is cut on and missed, and there's another strikeout, as that is strikeout number 7 for Cam Welch, the sophomore, doing good work today for the Wildcats. And back to the top of the order we go to the center fielder, Brady Orr, and he is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out in the first inning, popped out in foul territory, just around foul territory, to Peyton Witter in the third. Pitch, hit again, foul off to the right, over towards the field house, and on top of it, the Dean field house, and out of play. John Heatherly Field, he used to be the head coach here, one of the many state champion head coaches here. I mean, that pitch looked pretty good. He's been so inconsistent with the outside pitch. Count is 1-1 strike for both teams. It isn't a biased umpire. He's just inconsistent. There's a called strike. Couldn't help but call that one, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Players will tell you, you can get used to the umpire. They just have to be consistent. And timeout is asked for and granted quickly. He went ahead with the pitch. 2 outs as the Wildcats will bat in the bottom of the 5th inning in a scoreless ball game. The pitch, called strike 3 on the inside corner. I'm telling you, consistency is what you asked for. He was calling that early, but he went away from that, and that is strike 3, and that is out number 3. So Cam Welch strikes out the side. That is the 8th strikeout for the sophomore pitcher for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Nobody has dented the scoreboard, at least in the run column. 0-0 our score as we broadcast from Farragut. The winner of this game will play for the region championship tomorrow. That game will be at 11 o'clock. The loser will play at 1:30, and that'll be here at Farragut High School. Give TJ a little money before he leaves. Peyton Campbell is now going to take over on the camera. But we do appreciate TJ coming up and helping us. Here's the long throw down. It doesn't take long for the Rebels to warm up. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the batter will be Kyron Welch. Kyron reached on a fielder's choice. Peyton, if you don't mind moving the camera. Peyton. We'll turn the camera on the batter as Kyron Welch steps in. He reached on a fielder's choice, and the first pitch to him is cut on and missed. And the count is 0-1. I appreciate Peyton coming up and helping us out here. TJ had to leave. Sorry, Jeff. Right-handed hitter. 1 strike the count. Squares to bunt. Bunts it up the third base side. It's a good play by the third base and a nice play. And he retires him. Good idea. The ball was hit a little bit too hard, but he is retired for the first out here in the 5th inning. You just kind of wonder which pitcher is going to blink first, as we've got a scoreless ball game here in the 5th inning. And the batter now will be the freshman center fielder for the Wildcats, Warren East. Sporting some big bright yellow shoes today. The pitch to the freshman is cut on and missed. Warren was a strikeout victim back in his first plate appearance. He's a right-handed hitter playing in front of his grandparents today, Mike and Jane East. Pitch to the plate is hit well, deep to left, and that's going to go to the wall. It's off the wall. Warren is heading towards second, and he will be in with the second double of the ball game for the Wildcats. Warren, I guess that was a hanging breaking pitch, and he drills it to left field, and the Wildcats once again have another runner in scoring position. And here we go to the top of the order. The Wildcats have had runners in scoring position, but not for the top of the order. And let's see what Oak Ridge can do. As we've got 1 out, Caden Black has been solid in the postseason coming off of his injury. He was a strikeout victim his first time, doubled, and stole a base his last time. And now here comes the head coach of the Maryville Rebels, and that might be the end of today's work by Garrett Knopf. We'll see. So the freshman, Warren East, with a double off the fence. And that is hit number 3 for the Wildcats. And the conversation taking place. We appreciate once again Mike and Jane East out of Salem, Virginia, for sponsoring our rights fee. I want to say that many times, as much as I'll say tomorrow's sponsor, Jimmy Norman. Looks like Garrett's going to stay in the ball game. I thought maybe when the head coach came out, he might be done for the evening, but a lot of faith in the right-hander, and he'll be facing Caden Black. Wildcats with a runner in scoring position. We had the bases loaded one time with nobody out and failed to score. Wildcats had Caden at second, failed to score. If he hits one down the line, he can run to third. Pitch bounces away, and over to third will go Warren East without a throw. Wildcats have the go-ahead run at third base with one out here in the 5th inning. And Caden Black will step back in with a 1-ball, no strike count on him. Garrett Knopf comes to the plate. The pitch inside corner for a called strike. Batters, they don't know what to expect, whether it's inside or outside. That was kind of similar to the strike that ended the top of the inning. As the pitch to Caden, that's a ball, even though it was inside. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner at third is Warren East. Scoreless ball game here in the 5th. The pitch to Caden. Cut on a miss. It was inside. It took a half cut at it. Kind of the same swing he took in the first inning. And it resulted, eventually struck out.
Come on, CB.
Pitch to Black. That hit him. And down the first will go Caden Black. And they've thrown out one base runner already. And you know, Oak Ridge, the Wildcats will have the tendency to do a first and third play. Well, they'll send the runner to second and then bring the runner home from third. We'll see. Maryville has scouted Oak Ridge, and they know they've played each other twice already this year. They're very familiar with one another. And the pitcher, Cam Welch, will be the batter. Cam grounded out his last time, walked his first time, trying to help himself here. The outfield's, as that pitch is down low, and Caden is just going to walk to second. So the Wildcats now have 2 runners in scoring position. That takes away the force play, and a base hit could mean 2 runs for the Wildcats. 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Mikey Teasley's on deck for Oak Ridge. They're going to intentionally walk Cam. Now the force is back in play. So a base on ball is the second one. Loading the bases for Mikey Teasley. Mikey Teasley steps in. Mikey was walked his last time. Another golden opportunity for Oak Ridge. Second time in the ballgame, Oak Ridge has loaded the bases. We're in the 5th inning, getting late. Neither team has scored. Izzy's the base runner at first. Caden Black, the runner at second. Warren East, the runner at third base. Mikey Teasley facing Knopf, the pitch. Down low, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Knopf has gone all the way for the Rebels.
Come on, Mike.
He's pitched well, shut out to this point, only given up 3 hits, a couple long doubles. Now, I think the coaching staff want a little conversation to take place to kind of maybe give him a little bit more time. I don't see anybody warming up for the Rebels, so I guess this is his game. 1 ball, no strikes. Mikey, the sophomore, was the winning pitcher in the district championship ball game against Central on the rainy Monday that we endured over at Tommy Shumpert Park, Bud Bales Field. Bases full of Wildcats. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. The pitch. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Cleanup hitter Peyton Witter is on deck for the Wildcats. Another conversation. Maybe the catcher and pitcher not getting together on the signs. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Farragut will play Central immediately following this game. The winner of this game will play the winner of that game for the region championship tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Losers continue on as well. 2-0 pitch to Mikey Teasley. On its way now. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Hey, watch the ball.
1 ball away from walking in the first run of the ball game. A base hit away from perhaps bringing in 2. Mikey Teasley, sophomore, back in. Ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Garrett comes to the plate. Strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Good pitch there by Garrett Knopf. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Bases full of Wildcats. 1 out. The pitch to Mikey Teasley. In the hole, base hit, 1 run in. Here comes Warren East, he's on the plate. Here comes Caden Black, he's in. It's 2-0. The throw to third, he's in safely. The Wildcats lead. The Wildcats lead. 2-0 over the Maryville Rebels. Big hit by the sophomore. He drives in 2 runs, and Oak Ridge leads the Maryville Rebels by a score of 2-0 here in the 5th inning. The sophomore drives in 2 runs, and the Wildcats still batting with runners on the corners and 1 out. RBIs for Mikey Teasley. In the score, Warren East, Caden Black, and the Wildcats have Izzy Mitchell at third base. Big hit by the sophomore. We're in the 5th inning. The Wildcats, finally, somebody has scored in this game. Both pitchers have been so good to this point. Runner going. Pitch, cut on a miss, and there's another stolen base without a throw. And the Wildcats have 2 more in scoring position as Mikey steals. Peyton Witter behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. The infield is in. The pitch. Ripped to the outfield. Here comes another run. It's 3-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats all over and off. Here in the 5th inning, Oak Ridge leads by a score of 3-0. And the Wildcats have another runner at third. And Knopf continues to pitch for the Rebels as the Wildcats. Base hit by Peyton Witter. And it's 3-0 Oak Ridge. Batter now will be the freshman catcher, Parker Free. Parker had a single, grounded out in his last at bat. 3-0 Wildcats. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Farragut High School. Runner at first, not going. Parker bunts it hard, and it's going to roll foul. Good play by the third baseman. Fielded it in foul territory. Wildcats have bunted a couple times, a couple of hard bunts. And Mikey will return to third.
Good job, son.
Parker steps back in. Wildcats have put 3 on the board here in the 5th inning to take a 3-0 lead over the Maryville Rebels. Last year in this round, runner not going to pitch, hit foul over towards the Oak Ridge dugout to our right. And the freshman's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats only start 2 seniors today, Caden Black and Kyron Welch. The Wildcats predominantly a sophomore freshman dominated team. Some juniors scattered in. Throw over to first and back to the bag he goes. I'm surprised they haven't really sent Peyton like because they have an opportunity to score another run with the runner at third. 3 runs in for Oak Ridge. Peyton not going. The pitch to Parker is caught on and foul tip. He just barely stays alive. Not a pretty swing by Parker, but he'll take it. He's still alive. Peyton Witter takes his lead off of first. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. 3 in. The pitch. Ripped down the line. It's another base hit for the freshman. 1 run scores. Coming to third comes Peyton Witter. And the Wildcats will have runners at second and third with 1 out. The freshman comes through for the Wildcats. The underclassmen have scored the 4th run of the ball game, and Oak Ridge now leads Maryville by a score of 4-0 here in the 5th inning. So the freshman and the sophomore both getting it done for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. That is a double, and Parker is replaced by Camden Britton on the base pass. And finally, the pitching change will be made by the Maryville Rebels. We will take a quick break. We are live here at Farragut, the Region 2 baseball tournament on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Nice round of applause for Garrett Knopf. He pitched an excellent ball game. Just kind of ran out of steam here in the 5th inning. The Wildcats lead it by a score of 4-0. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School. Richie Ferreira steps in for the Wildcats. The pitch is hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. The Wildcats have put 4 on the board here in the 5th inning, and they've got runners at second and third. The lead runner is Peyton Witter at third. Cam Britton is the runner at second base. Richie Ferreira 0 for 1 in the ball game with a walk and a strikeout. And the pitch to him is hit foul again off his hands, and the count is 0-2. Richie will be followed by Cy Stevens in the Wildcat lineup. We're in the 5th inning. Neither team, both pitchers pitched so well until this inning when the Wildcats have kind of broken through with 4, trying to get more. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Hit in the air, deep to right field. That should get a run in. He takes an awkward approach, and that's a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And the Wildcats lead Maryville by a score of 5-0. Give the sacrifice to Richie Ferreira. Give him an RBI. The last 4 batters in the Wildcat lineup have picked up RBIs. And it's now 5-0 Oak Ridge, and the batter will be Alex Franklin. Alex will be hitting for Cy Stevens. Runner still at third in the person of Cam Britton. He also tagged up. Pitch is hit softly to the shortstop, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But a very productive fifth inning for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. They score 5 times. The big hits by Mikey Teasley and Peyton Witter and Parker Free. And Oak Ridge heads to the top of the 6th inning here at Farragut at the Region 2 baseball tournament, leading Maryville 5-0. We go to the 6th. We'll be back in a moment. Type in Richie's.
31, Kane Baber.
Welcome back here to Farragut High School. We go to the 6th inning. Cam Welch has gone all the way for the Wildcats. He'll be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Maryville lineup. It'll be Kane Baber, the leadoff man for the Rebels this inning, and he takes the strike. And the count is 0-1. The Wildcats have put 5 on the board. A lot of baseball to be played, though. We're in the 6th inning. The pitch is another called strike, and the count is 0-2. Baber back in. Cam Welch, the sophomore, comes to the plate. Hit foul off to the left side and out of play. Baber walked his first time back in the 1st inning, was out first base, unassisted. 0-2 pitch. Cut on and foul tipped into the mitt, and that is a swinging strikeout. Down goes Baber for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. For the sophomore, that is strikeout number 9 in the ball game. And here's Cade Batchelor. He reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base back in the 1st inning. He also grounded out to Caden Black. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. 5-0 Wildcats, 1 out, nobody aboard for the Maryville Rebels. Region 2 game, the winner to play the winner of Farragut and Central for the Region Championship at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Wildcats in this round last year beat Hardin Valley in the 1st round. That pitch stays up high, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Cam a little uncomfortable on the mound, steps out. The Wildcats had to play Hardin Valley and Farragut. Oak Ridge played Farragut last year in the championship game, as that's way out of the strike zone, and that's a 1-out walk to Batchelor. And the batter now will be Sam Young. Sam is the designated hitter. He has been on base both times today. Back in the 1st inning, he walked, picked up a single in the 4th inning, and he bats here from the left side against the left-handed throwing sophomore. Yeah, last year Oak Ridge played Farragut in the region championship game and lost, then had to play Hardin Valley and lost. You might remember that pitch, the outside corner. He has not been calling the outside pitches. He is more in love with the inside pitches. That one's a little off the plate, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first, runner going. Ball ripped foul and hard. Hits off the electrical wiring box and glances up, and then there's a race to see who can track down the ball. And that poor little guy in the blue is not going to get there in time. But he gets the ball anyway, and back to watch the game he comes. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first. Good lead. Cam's going to throw over there, and back to the bag he goes. So the winner of this game plays at 11. The loser will play at 1:30. The loser's not done. So double elimination tournament like we saw last year. Hardin Valley came out of the loser's bracket. As that pitch is hit in the air, should be an easy out. The freshman, Warren East, circles, and makes the catch. Warren East makes the catch. And I know his grandparents, Mike and Jane East, appreciate that play. And that is out number 2 here in the 6th inning. And the batter now will be the Rebels catcher, Cohen Babley. Cohen has been on base once. He walked back in the 5th inning. He also struck out back in the 1st inning. Runner at first base, good lead. He's going. Now they got him picked off. Here's the throw, and he throws the ball away. Wow, they had him. They had him dead to rights as he was going on the play, but Peyton's throw just a little bit wide, and they've got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Don't even talk about, after Monday, we don't want to talk about rain. In fact, I've been hesitant to say Ryder Storm's name all day, thinking of the rain we had on Monday. 2 outs, runner at second now. The pitch, a little low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Farragut will play Central in the 2nd game. That'll be about 30 minutes after this one today. We started this one at 1:30. I think Maryville's got graduation, I believe. Looking at the Maryville fans as that pitch is hit to the foul. They do have graduation. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's why we started so early today. Gives us all a chance to get home early. That's one positive. And I guess the seniors get a chance to graduate. As we got a 1 ball, 1 strike count on Cohen Babley, the catcher. Runner at second in a 5-0 game. 2 outs. Cam Welch has gone all the way. Sophomores pitched well for Oak Ridge today. He's pitched well in the postseason. Pitched a complete game shutout. Well, not a shutout. Complete game against Powell in the district tournament. That pitch is borderline, but a ball. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Farragut fans filing in. I'm sure the Bobcat faithful will be rolling in as well. Farragut will be getting out of school here pretty soon. Peyton Campbell's now doing our camera work. As that pitch is hit in the air, foul. Off to the right side, well out of play. Peyton Witter gives it a look, and here comes a guy in red coming after the ball. Got little guys chasing the foul balls, and he's disappointed. But he grabs it from one of the Farragut, I guess, people, and he tosses it back in to Jason Slay, who will give it to the umpire in a moment. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. We're in the 6th inning. The Wildcats in the lead 5-0. The pitch. Pretty pitch. A little low, though. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cam Welch knows he has to earn it. Not going to get any favors from the umpires. He's pitched well today, as did Garrett Knopf. 3-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. Go sit down. That's strike 3, and that is the 10th strikeout for the sophomore, and Oak Ridge will head to the bottom of the 6th inning, leading by a score of 5-0. Cam Welch pitching another gem. Like I said, he pitched a complete game against Powell in the district tournament, and he's gone 6 innings here at the Region 2 tournament against the Maryville Rebels. As I mentioned, the winner of this game plays the winner of the Farragut Central ball game tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The loser will play at 1:30. We'll be back in a moment.
of the sixth.
Welcome back once again to Farragut High School, the Region 2 baseball tournament. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge in the lead by a score of 5-0. It'll be Kyron Welch to lead things off for the Wildcats. As I take over camera work here, and the pitch to him is down low, a ball, 1 ball, and no strikes to count. Let's see what Kyron has done today. Kyron has reached on a fielder's choice and grounded out to third. Pitch, cut on and missed. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes Peyton back. I'll wait for this pitch. You're about to see his face. There he is. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Thank you. Pitch to Kai. Inside corner for a called strike, and that is strike 3 looking, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Wildcats, as I mentioned last year, the Wildcats were in the same position, and the Wildcats beat Hardin Valley in that first round game, but then lost consecutive games. So Wildcats hoping to get back to the championship game for the 2nd consecutive year as Warren swings and misses. Warren had a big hit his last time, picked up a double, scored a run, started that 5-run inning for the Wildcats, did the freshman, and he hits the ball foul. Back to the screen, and he's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. The Central Bobcats have rolled in to Farragut High School. They'll play Farragut after this game. Central, the runner-up of District 3. To Oak Ridge. 2-strike pitch to Warren. Oh, he takes one on the inside corner, and he knew it. That is a strikeout, and that is out number 2. Really nice pitch that time by the Maryville Rebel hurler. And the batter now will be Caden Black. Caden Black will bat. Caden has had a double. He was hit by a pitch. He has 2 stolen bases, and he has also scored a run. And he takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. So, in the bottom, or the top of the 7th inning, they will have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters to face. Cam Welch, who's trying to go all the way, as that pitch is a ball. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate all of our viewers today. We've had nearly 1,000 people watch the broadcast today. We appreciate that. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Hit him again. Nothing unusual, is it, Peyton, for Caden to get hit?
Nope, it happens every game almost.
And he's down to first for the 2nd time he's been hit by a pitch today. And you're right. Peyton is exactly right. It's almost every ball game. He does crowd the plate a bit, and he gets hit a lot. And with his speed, it typically means he's on second base in a moment, as Cam Welch will be the batter. You know, Cam hasn't picked up a base hit. He's been on base twice. He's walked twice. He popped out to short earlier, but he's pitched a gem of a game for the Wildcats. The sophomore just getting better and better each time out. And he's become a good hitter for the Wildcats too, hitting the number 2 spot. Earlier in the year, Camden was hitting in the number 4 spot. He's hit lower than that, but he's kind of settled in a little bit in that number 2 slot for Coach Travis Free's Wildcat team. Here comes Caden. He's running. Here comes the throw. It's a worm burner. It's a stolen base for Caden Black. And got a good laser shot, but it was just off to the first base side of the bag. And so Caden's now in scoring position. The Wildcats could use another insurance run here. It's 5-0. Maryville's a very quality team. Never out of it. Cam with a base hit. Perhaps we'll get a run in with Caden's speed. That pitch is a called strike. This guy's come in and thrown nothing but strikes. Good breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. As I mentioned, Farragut and Central will play after this one. Pitch to the plate. Hit on the ground. To the second baseman. Nobody's covering. The pitcher is late. He throws the ball away. And Oak Ridge scores another run. Oak Ridge scores. The throw went wide. They were trying, the first baseman had tried to field it. The pitcher came over to cover, and he just didn't throw it on a line, and the Wildcats pick up an insurance run to now lead it by a score of 6-0. In to score his second run of the ball game is Caden Black.
Now batting the third baseman, number 3.
And Izzy Mitchell will take over once again. Mikey Teasley had a big hit the last time, knocked in a couple runs with a single. Izzy with good speed draws a throw. 6-0 Oak Ridge. Wildcats 3 outs away from playing for the region championship for the second consecutive year. Last year they played Farragut in the region championship game, as they call it. They call it the region championship game. There's still other games to be played in the loser side of the bracket. Pitch to Mikey is a called strike. Another nice pitch. And the count is 0-1. Good turnout of fans here for this early 1:30 ball game. We appreciate all of you who might have been watching this, who took off work. I know Oak Ridge High School is watching it back on the Channel 15 back home in some of the classrooms. I guess they're out of school by now. Peyton, how'd you get out? Did you skip?
No, Miss Thompson excused me for the rest of the day since I'm the manager of the team. So
That was awful nice of her. As the pitch comes in, side corner, and then the Wildcats, Izzy will have a stolen base. They'll give a stolen base to Izzy Mitchell, his first stolen base of the ball game. So Mikey's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Had a big 2-strike hit the last times, knocked in 2 runs. Let's see what the sophomore can do. 2 outs, 1 in, 6-0 Wildcats. The Rebels swept the Wildcats during the regular season, winning both regular season games. The Wildcats didn't throw Cam in those ball games, as typically in non-district ball games, a lot of times you don't throw your number 1s or your number 2s in the ball games, and that's what Oak Ridge did against Maryville. And they didn't face their top pitchers. And today Cam Welch comes out, and it's kind of hard to, Cam's and Mikey, they kind of are 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, whatever you want to call it. There's no real difference. They're just different styles of pitcher. Mikey, the fastball, more of his pitch with a breaking pitch. Pitch to Mikey, hits him, and Mikey is heading on down to first base. And that is the second batter hit in this inning. And Peyton Witter will be the batter. Peyton had an RBI single his last time. He's also walked in the ball game. He's the number 4 hitter in the Wildcat lineup.
Now batting first baseman, number 9, Peyton Witter.
Looks like Parker Jarnigan is in the house today. Parker Jarnigan in the house today, trying to get his attention. And there's another hit batsman. Now the bases are loaded. After really having some super control, he has hit 3 of the last 4 batters that he has faced. And the Wildcats will have the bases loaded yet again. And the batter will be Parker Free, who had an RBI double his last time. And that's going to be it for the Maryville pitcher. And he gets a nice round of applause from all the fans here, both sides, appreciating his effort. We'll have another pitching change. This is the Region 2 4A tournament. The Wildcats on top by a score of 6-0. Coach Aaron Green in the house. Coach, I've been here the whole time. Okay. I'm on the air. Coach, tell me about baseball. What brings you out to the ball game?
Man, I love baseball. I played it all through high school. Miss it, actually. But yeah, we a lot of people don't know this. We won the state championship at Sweetwater in football, same school year, then '93, and then after Christmas we won it in basketball my junior year. We had a more talented baseball team than we did football and basketball, and got upset in a game to go to the state tournament. I think it's been a long time, but I love baseball. It's fun to watch. Got a good team here. I ain't been able to get out much, so this is one time I can get out here. So enjoy it.
My question is, did you skip school to come out here like Peyton did?
Yeah, no doubt. Luckily, I don't have a last period class, so I was able to sneak off and get over here and watch the game.
Yeah, the Wildcats in a good shape right now, 6-0. You might remember this, Coach. Last year, the Wildcats beat Hardin Valley in this round and then played Farragut in the championship game, and then Farragut won, and then we had to beat Hardin Valley again and lost. And so that was so we lost 2 straight. And then those 2 teams ended up playing for the state championship, Hardin Valley and Farragut.
it's changed so much too, because it tells how old I am. But just talking to Coach Free, who's done a great job, by the way, just as far as how many pitchers you got to have. Used to the sectional game was win a game and go to the state tournament. Now you got the best out of 3.
Right.
So now you got to turn around and play tomorrow. So you got to have more pitchers. That's probably the biggest thing that's changed over since I played.
Let's get back to action here. New pitcher for the Rebels. Wildcats had the bases loaded. There are 2 outs. Parker Free is the batter. The freshman, as I mentioned, had a single and an RBI his last time. Hit it right, a double and an RBI right down the line, third base side. And they're going to call a balk. And the Wildcats are going to score another run. So in to score will come Izzy Mitchell. And I honestly didn't see it, but I think Rick called it out on the base pass. So now it's Wildcats lead it now by a score of 7-0. They've got 2 runners in scoring position, and Parker steps back in. 2 outs in the 6th. The pitch looked a little low, but it's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I'm looking out here. I don't think you have any of your basketball players on the team. I guess all baseball players tend to be a little shorter. Yes, you're around. You're right. Pitch bounces away, and here, I thought Mikey might decide to come in, but thought wisely of it and put it at third. Wildcats in the lead now 7-0. If they hold on, they'll play at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning against the winner of Farragut and Central for the region championship. The loser of this game plays at 1:30 against the loser of the next ball game. Parker back in. The pitch hit in the air, left side, left fielder out, the shortstop back, and it's going to be the shortstop who makes the play. So the Wildcats now stand 3 outs away from moving on to the championship game against the winner of Farragut and Central. Oak Ridge leads as we go to the 7th, 7-0. Once again, we'd like to thank Mike and Jane East from Salem, Virginia, for sponsoring our broadcast today. They are Warren's grandparents, and they are here today from Virginia to watch him play. We go to the 7th inning. We'll be back on our YouTube channel in a moment. I love those things. Yeah, it's harder, obviously, because the action's slower, and I don't have as much help. I do have Peyton, though. And usually Deshaun Knowles, they'll all help me, but they're all in school and couldn't get them out. I had that powder puff the other day. So Centennial, is that what you said we're doing?
Yeah, then I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get in Arkansas. I'm trying to get in Kentucky, but they got called. They were full, and then the 5-star prep changed theirs to classic tournament. So you're only allowed 2 tournaments. Then after that, they changed the rule, and they allowed 3 tournaments. Tom didn't know it. Let me skip the 5-star. That'll be good. Then find a classic after Christmas.
Let's go to Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're going to the Bahamas. Yeah. Florida's okay, too. Yeah, he did great against Oak Ridge scores 2 more times to take a 7-0 lead as we head to the 7th inning. Yeah, there's a big one. See ya. David Clary back here along with Peyton Campbell. TJ Hibben was with us as well earlier. Wildcats need 3 outs, and they'll head to the championship game against the winner of Farragut and Central. As I mentioned, we were there last year. There's no guarantees, obviously, with the powerhouse Farragut is. I would assume, you never should assume, but that they would win. But the way they've been pulverizing people as of late. It wouldn't surprise me. Oh, pretty pitch. Oh my gosh. He's been calling that all night. One ball, no strikes. Camden trying to pitch a complete game. That pitch is hit just foul. Just foul down the first base line. Ball's hit really hard, but foul. Batter is Ryder Storm, I believe. As I look at my scorebook here, Ryder, and like I said, I hesitated to say Storm all day after Monday. It rained so much on Monday. Storm is a cuss word, so I didn't want to say it. But he is the batter, batting from the left side. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to third his first time in the second inning, and flew out to left his next time. Pitches outside, and the count is 2-1. Like I said, especially if you get in the seventh inning, the pitcher's got to earn it. He's not going to give him anything close. 2-1 pitch, that's not even close, and the count is 3-1. You don't want to give up any free base runners. Maryville's a quality baseball opponent, and you don't want to give him free base runners. Cam comes to the plate, hit foul again. Oh, that glanced off of one of the Wildcats, one of the Malcotes, I believe. Went creaming into the dugout. I think all is well. Peyton, aren't you glad you're not down there right now?
Yes.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's up high, and that's ball 4. Good start for the Rebels here in the 7th inning. They've got their leadoff man aboard. And got a new hitter in the lineup coming up for Maryville. Let me check their scorekeeper. That's number 7 in the ball game, and I've got that as Brock Knuckles. Got a runner at first. Let's see, that was number 8 in the ball game. And that's Jacob Myers. Knuckles, the batter, hits from the right side. Maryville coach making sure that all the bookkeeping work is done with the umpire. Runner at first in a 7-0 ball game. The Wildcats in the lead. 7th inning. Pitch is hit foul back to the screen. So I mentioned Cam Welch pitched a complete ball game against Powell at the district tournament, and he's trying to get these final 3 outs in the region tournament against the Rebels. Try to avenge a couple regular season losses to them. 1 strike pitch. Rip foul off to the right side, and he's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Cam's got to be running out of gas. I just looked down in the bullpen. Wildcats do have some action going on. 2-strike pitch. Man, he's called that all day, that inside pitch. He has called that all day. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Knuckles might have gotten away with one there. Only because he's called it. Whether it was a strike or not, who knows. 1-2 pitch. That's the same pitch, same location, maybe even a little inside, and that is a strikeout. And that is the 11th strikeout of the ball game for Camden Welch. And the batter now scheduled, the second baseman, Ryan Wade. Wade bats from the right side. He's the number 8 hitter in their lineup. Ryan has struck out both times today, once in the 2nd, once in the 5th. And he takes one out of the zone, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first base, pitch, inside corner for a called strike. Sometimes he's been consistent on that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. That's a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. I think that was Cam grunting. Didn't like that pitch. The location of it is low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 7-0 Oak Ridge. A 5-run 6th inning. 5th inning. Here comes the throw by Parker, and he is safe. That is a stolen base. And they've got a runner in scoring position. Good throw there by Parker, but not in time. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ryan Wade. Wade is a stocky second baseman. Thick legs. Wears the number 22. He gets hit by a pitch. And like I'm saying, we're getting kind of late, and Cam might be getting tired. He has gone the entire way, and I don't see any movement from the Oak Ridge side of things. And now I see Jeremiah Ball coming in. I don't see Coach Free. I don't know who's going to come in to pitch or if Cam's going to stay. I'll let him stay. I mean, he's earned the opportunity to finish the ball game, but I think he is getting tired. Sun now beating down on us pretty strongly. Appreciate Peyton Campbell doing our personal camera work and keeping up with the scoreboard. And we also appreciate TJ Hibben, who had to leave us early. I think he was going to a Luke Bryan concert.
Wow.
Yeah, he left us for that. I mean, can you believe it? Runners at first and second. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. Cam has the sign from Parker Free. Pitch. He bunts it right back to him. He's got one play. No, he doesn't throw it. I don't know. Cam, I think if he throws it, he has him. But now the bases are loaded. Kind of surprised. I guess he just didn't want to take a chance. But now they've got the bases loaded. And now the bases are loaded. And the top of the order. Kind of surprised Cam didn't want to throw it there. I think he nails him. It would have been bang, bang. Maybe he didn't have a good angle. That pitch is hit on the ground. Third base side. There's one. Not in time. And they score a run. The Rebels are on the board, but the Wildcats will gladly trade an out for a run. And that's 2 outs, and the Rebels are down to their final out. As in the score came Ryder Storm, and the shortstop, Kane Baber, is the batter. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out his last time. Lefty versus lefty. Pitch is hit foul. On the breaking pitch over towards the Admiral Drive and over the top of it, out of play. We'll have a post-game show immediately. We'll have player interviews. We'll have Coach Free. We'll have the scoring summary and the stats. Runners on the corners, 7-1 Oak Ridge. The pitch, breaking pitch on the inside corner for another called strike. Count is 0-2. 7-1 Wildcats. 2 strikes. The pitch, ball is hit foul. Left side, Carson Fabian giving it a look, but just out of play. And the count remains at 1, at no balls and 2 strikes. Camden once again has the sign from Parker Free. Runners take their leads off of first and third. The 2-strike pitch. Ball game! Oak Ridge wins! The Wildcats win! A strikeout. The 12th strikeout of the night for Camden Welch. And Oak Ridge defeats the Maryville Rebels by a final score of 7-1. And the Wildcats will play for the region championship tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock against the winner of Farragut and Central. The Wildcats, for the second consecutive year, are in the championship ball game. They defeat a very, very good Maryville team, which Oak Ridge had defeated twice. The Wildcats will play at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Oak Ridge wins it. Totals and highlights coming up, along with player interviews and Coach Travis Free. The Wildcats win 7-1. We're going to turn off our mic just for a little bit. Oak Ridge wins the ball game. The Wildcats have not lost a postseason ball game. They are on a roll right now. Started with Campbell County, then it was Powell, then it was Central twice, and today the Maryville Rebels. And Oak Ridge wins it by a final score of 7-1. Appreciate Mike and Jane East from Salem, Virginia, for sponsoring our ball game on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Oak Ridge wins by a final score of 7-1. Stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll be back in a moment. Thank you. Appreciate your help. I'll pay you. I'll pay you tomorrow. I'll pay you tomorrow. You'll be here tomorrow? right. Just in time for me to read my tweet. I couldn't read. Welcome back once again to Farragut High School, where the Oak Ridge Wildcats have just defeated the Maryville Rebels by a final score of 7-1. The winning pitcher, Camden Welch, he pitches a complete game, gives up the one run there at the end of the game, but finished it off with a strikeout, his 12th strikeout of the ball game, and Cam Welch is our player of the game as he wins the ball game on the mound for the Wildcats. Looking at some of the individual offensive statistics for the Wildcats, Caden Black was on base 3 times today. He had a double. He stole 3 bases, scored 2 runs, was hit by a pitch twice. Cam Welch walked twice, had a single. Izzy Mitchell stole a base and scored a run today. Mikey Teasley was on base 2 times today. He had a RBI single, 2 RBI single. He walked, was hit by a pitch, and knocked in, as I mentioned, 2 runs. Peyton Witter walked, was hit by a pitch, had a single and an RBI. Parker Free had a single, had 2 singles and a double and an RBI. Officially, according to the official scorekeeper, he was 3 for 4 in the ball game. Richie Ferreira had a sacrifice fly and an RBI, and he also walked in the ball game. Alex Franklin and Cy Stevens played, did not reach base today. Kai Welch also played, did reach base on a fielder's choice, and Warren East had a double, which really kind of ignited the Oak Ridge offense when they finally got on the board with the 5 runs in the 6th inning. And the Wildcats went on to win it 7-1. As I mentioned, Warren grandparents paid for our stream, and we appreciate them, and we appreciate that booming double. The Camden, we had 12 strikeouts in the game. He walked 5, which was a little different from his PAL ball game, and I don't have the exact pitch count, but he did pitch a complete ball game, and the Wildcats win it by a final score of 7-1. Some odd way of stretching. The Farragut Admirals getting ready for their ball game against the Central Bobcats. The winner of this game will play Oak Ridge tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the region title ball game. And that'll be at 11 o'clock in the morning here at Farragut High School. The loser will play at 1:30 against the Maryville Rebels. It is a double elimination tournament, as we saw last year. Oak Ridge won last year their first game against Hardin Valley, and then lost to Farragut in the region championship game. That's probably what's going to happen, at least in terms of opponents, tomorrow. And then lost to Hardin Valley. And those 2 teams, as I say many times, went on to play for the state championship. Final score of the ball game, 7-1. The Wildcats still huddling. I'll turn my camera over to them as Oak Ridge huddles just outside their dugout after this victorious night. And we'll have a post-game show hopefully coming up in a moment. Sometimes he forgets on big nights like this. I know he'll come up to talk to me, but whether he'll send some players is another question. 7-1 our score. We are live at Farragut High School, our YouTube channel. We appreciate all of you watching our broadcast. We definitely appreciate the East family for sponsoring our game today. Our post-game show will continue. It rolls on here from Farragut, 7-1, the final score. The Wildcats win. We'll be back hopefully with some player interviews and Coach Free in a moment.
He's too scared to call. Mike's off. I was your dugout experience today. How many taps get in?
Welcome back once again to Farragut High School, where the Wildcats of Oak Ridge have just defeated the Maryville Rebels by a score of 7-1. Joining me is freshman catcher Parker Free. Parker, credited with 3 hits today. Big day for you. That's what they said. They said 3 hits. I'll go with it. That's what I thought too, but we'll go with it. There was the official scorekeeper.
We'll take it.
Yeah. But let's talk first about Maryville. You played Maryville twice during the regular season. They beat you both times. How important was it to get a little taste of revenge in a game that matters much more than those regular season games?
You know what they always say in the world of baseball, you can't really beat a team twice. So we came out here, we just did our job. I mean, the first 2 times we were on an end of the week game. We kind of didn't have our guys ready. We were out, and the second time we played them without Caden Black. But this time we came in, we had Cheeto, our guy, on the mound, and he just came out here and shoved, and it really helps us push the ticket more onto a chance at sub-state.
Let's talk about Cheeto. That would be Camden Welch. He was the pitcher. Complete game effort once again. He did that against Powell the other day. You're the guy catching him. What was working best for him today?
He really had his fastball location wasn't great, but he really had his breaking balls and his changeup down today. Came out there, just got ahead with the fastball, and then played it off the breaking balls well.
Let me ask you about that. Is the pitches called from the dugout and they signal it into you? How does that work?
Yes, sir. We have a little earpiece thing that you put in your ear, and then they can talk to me through the earpiece.
Just like the major leagues, of course. So when you're behind the plate and you can see better than anybody what's working for him, do you relay that on to Coach Ball or Coach Maddox or Coach Free?
Yeah, I try my best to. Sometimes they don't see it, but sometimes he'll just tell me to get what me and Cheeto want, and so now that's when I need to let my instincts work, because I've caught almost my whole life.
It was a pitcher's deal. Their pitcher was pitching pitch for pitch with Cam early in the game. I think you had the bases loaded a couple times, at least 2 times. One time early, had a couple runners on, failed to score. Was it you're getting a little nervous a little bit that you weren't going to break through, having so many opportunities?
Yeah, I mean it was kind of a little bit of nerves, but we came out there, we did what we needed to do. We knew we were on the kid, we just missing a little bit, and we figured out, and we kind of sat on this slider a little bit more than there at the end.
You know, it's all started, I think, in that big inning. I think Warren had a double off the wall, and then after that, the floodgates just opened. How important was it to get Warren on base and then to get that top of the order rolling?
He's really a big factor in our thing, because as you can tell sometimes watching through, he doesn't really swing it that well, but when he swings it well, he's on, and the whole team is on with him. We're
going to speak to Brooks here in a second, but I'll have couple more questions. You weren't with the team last year. You watched it, obviously. We beat Hardin Valley, if you remember, in the first round over at Central's Field. Then had to play Farragut in the region championship game, lost. Came back and had to play Hardin Valley again. If you're obviously in the championship game tomorrow. If you win, you're the region champions. You'll probably, I would guess, you'll play Farragut. But what's it going to take to get that next step? And
yeah, as you said, we kind of came out and we dominated last year as well against Hardin Valley as we did today. We came out Farragut kind of a little flat, and then we had to rebound back, and so that's what we're going to try to do, and we're going to go straight at Farragut tomorrow.
Parker, I appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow in the championship game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, that's Parker Free. Let's get Brooks Earl in here. He is a senior member of the Wildcats, and a little different for you, although you're senior.
Yeah.
But you are part of this program. How important is it to be once again back in the championship game tomorrow?
You know, it's real important. Last year, I feel like we got cut a little short, and this year we're going to try to get the distance.
Let me ask you about you personally. Obviously, you get a chance to play at times. You didn't get a chance to play. What is your role as you see it on this team?
I just like getting behind my guys, stay supporting them, and like Cheeto, just keeping them calm down, not get to him too hot when he gets out there and shoves, and then just keeping them settled in, locked into the game.
I've asked other seniors on the team about this, how, it's a young team. Like right here next to you, you got Mikey, he's a sophomore, Parker, he's a freshman, you got Warren, he's a freshman, Noah, and all those guys are young guys. What is your role with them as a senior?
Kind of, I guess, showing them the way. Don't get because, we've seen it years past. We get, too emotional about games. We have a good game, and then the next game will come out and be kind of flat, like it'll be really high. So just just still keeping them locked in, because they're going to be younger, a little more immature. They can get a little ahead of themselves sometimes. Just keeping them, down to earth, logging on the game.
Watching Cam pitch today, what was that like for you?
I love it. Same with Powell. I like seeing him go up there and just dominate the game.
Yeah, you're an infielder. The infield was nearly perfect. It was perfect today, I think.
Yeah.
What's it like? What's it like knowing that your baseball career in your senior year is extended? What's it like for you?
Oh, it's nice. I'm ready to go into a summer feeling good about how we ended the season. We're going to keep going. We're going to end it good this year.
We don't know who you're going to play tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It's most likely Farragut, the defending state champions. They're there every single year.
Yeah.
But how exciting is it to get a chance to play them tomorrow, if that's the team?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. We need to see some good competition. We need to play against them, see a nice, harder team to play, and we'll get in there and we'll play them.
Well, Brooks, I appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you. Mikey, you're going to talk? It looks like Mikey Teasley is over here to talk to me. Mikey, you didn't pitch today, but your brother did. Not your real brother, but your brother as a Wildcat did.
Mm-hmm.
Cam, talk about his performance today.
It was great. He's been doing it since he was young. When we played together when we were little, he did the same thing. Big games, showed up, shoved. And that's all we needed from the night, and we just hit the ball great, honestly.
Their pitcher, Garrett Knopf, he was pitching pitch for pitch, as I said, with Cam until the fifth inning. You had some opportunities where you weren't able to come through. Talk about the frustration you all felt in those times, because you all could have won this game early because you had a lot of base runners early.
Well, we were frustrated, but then we knew that we saw that he only had 2 pitches, so we just started to change our approach going into later in the game, and then that's what helped us put up 7.
Tell me what the approach was. Change.
Just sit, slider, because he can't beat you with a fastball.
Who tells you that? Who is that? Coach Free who says that?
Coach Will and Coach Free.
Coach Will Maddox.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about you. You had a big hit. I think you had 2 strikes on you, and you hit the ball in the hole between first and second. Talk about that hit and how important it was.
It felt great because we got the first 2 RBIs of the game, and I felt like I gave Cheeto enough insurance to get us the win, and that's what he did. He only gave up 1 that he shouldn't have gave up, man. That's early.
Let's go back to last year. Last year we had some bad weather. We had to travel up to Carson Newman. You got a chance to play in the same game because you had beaten Hardin Valley, I remember, at Central, if I remember that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically the same situation you're in today, where you played for the championship early in the morning at Carson Newman. And Farragut, the team that they are, very, very good team. You're back in the same position playing. And I'm not going to take anything away from Central. It could be Central, but most likely it'll be Farragut. Talk about what it's going to take to kind of get over that and maybe get to a sectional.
I think we have a chance with whoever we throw. We have a big chance to beat Farragut because I feel like we're hitting the ball better than we ever have. And we have leaders coming up in big spots, and they're just executing for us at big moments. And I feel like the pitcher staff is just impeccable right now. They're doing incredible. And it's just crazy to see how much we've grown from the last year to this year.
Let me ask you, when Warren got that double to start the 5th inning, did that kind of relax everybody? Because it seemed like that's when the floodgates opened.
Yeah, when he got the double and then Caden got on and they intentionally walked Cheeto to get to me, it was just like I felt like we had a chance. And
yeah, well, I'm going to ask you about that. What is it like when somebody intentionally walks somebody to get to you?
Well, it's like a respect thing because Pal did it last year, and like it felt good to come up big for my team.
Mikey, I appreciate it. Coach Free is here. Good luck tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is Mikey Teasley. Let's get Coach Travis Free in here. A little bit more centered here. Coach puts down his car keys. You're not ready to go yet, aren't you, scouting?
No, I just had I put sunflower seeds in my mouth down there. Like I was like in a rhythm, nervous rhythm.
Okay, let's talk about when did the nerves finally escape you? When did you quit being nervous in this game?
Oh,
2 outs in the 7th?
yeah, and I was still working. 5-0, felt pretty good. Cheeto hasn't given up 5 runs all year, I feel like. So I felt pretty good about where we were at once we got to 5, that we were going to be okay. Really, and then at that point, we're just looking at the pitch count more than anything else. But shocker, you go out there and try to tell Cam how many pitches he has to get the game over with, and he does it every time. Like, that's just part of it.
How many pitches did you want him to have?
Well, I'd love for him to be under 100, but he's not going to let me take him out this time of the year. And you know what? He deserves it. I'm going to give him that every chance I can. And once again, man, just a dog.
Yeah, that's what I said on the broadcast. I said the same thing. I said he has earned the right to finish this ball game.
He's earned it.
You know, that's 2 back-to-back complete games for him. 2 back-to-back complete games for him.
Yep.
Probably, you said last time it was his best effort. Had a few more control issues today, a few more walks, but I think he struck out 12 today.
Yeah. I don't know what the school record is in strikeouts, but Cam's about to push the 80 pitch. His next time he takes them out, he'll be well over 80 strikeouts as a year. He's just got good stuff. Did he have control issues, or was it just kind of it was a tighter zone today?
Most
I'm
definitely.
not saying it's a bad zone. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I just felt like it was a tighter zone, and we had to find and adapt early, which cost. And we had a double play ball that Kyron didn't make the throw at first. There's 6 pitches that we missed. Then we picked off a guy, didn't get him. There's 4 pitches we could have been out of the inning. And then we had another double play right there in the 7th that we didn't turn. It probably cost us, I'll have to go back and look, 13 or 14 pitches on Cam's total. So he really could have finished the game at 105 pitches or less. So those things are all, little things. But the great news is Cam is just completely dominant right now. He's just dominant. It's so fun to watch him.
Coach, let me back up and let's go. Their pitcher pitched really well too. I mean, you had some opportunities early, bases loaded, had a couple guys on, but he was able to make plays and get out of it. I was wondering, it was the 5th inning before anybody had even scored a run.
Yeah.
And it was, I was starting to get nervous a little bit. I had faith, obviously, but Warren had that double off the fence, and that just seemed to open the floodgates.
Yeah. Well, you think about it though. Think about like who we are as a team still. In this environment and this moment and it's new. We had to get out of school at 10:30 a.m. We had to hit BP at 11. We're on a Friday where everybody's in school. It's you can't get in the roads, all the things there. So everybody, both teams were just slow and sluggish to get started. Well, guess why? Because it's just completely out of rhythm and what we're normally used to. So it just takes a moment to let this nerve settle, and a big hit there, a big hit there. Next thing you know, here we come. We're just ready to roll, and we really got to him. And I said this, to the paper down there. In the 2nd inning, we didn't score, but we forced 27 pitches in the inning against him. So then he got tired and a little more tired, and therefore the slider was not as sharp. The ball started to get elevated, and we got into positive counts. That's how we were able to start to put runs across the board.
The first big hit was Mikey's hit. He had 2 strikes on him, hit the ball in between the hole and the right field, came around to score, and then it just seemed it was like kept the train moving. I mean, one person, a couple hit batsmen, and you got the extra bases. Parker had a big hit down the line. Peyton had a big hit in that inning. I mean, just everybody contributed in that inning, and that just you up in the stands up here, they were done. Their fans were done, and I think they were too.
Yeah, that's a hard day for them too. They got graduation on top of all the outside of the normal routine. They also had graduation. I mean, it's just hard for that. And then you're facing a pitcher who is really, really good. It just puts you in a weird spot. So, but just like Cam says, we've got to stay in routine. We've got to stay in pattern. We've got to keep going and doing what we're doing. We haven't met our goals yet. We have another win in this tournament that we've got to get, and we're going to start going after it. So let's just go play. We got a 2-game series tomorrow. Let's find a way to win one in any format. So let's go get it done.
Let's talk about that. I mean, last year we went up to Carson Newman because of weather. You played Farragut for the region championship last year. They beat you, and then you had to come back and play Hardin Valley, who you had beaten in the first round. I'm not saying that Central is going to lose the ball game, but most likely you'll probably play the defending state champions again tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what we want, right? I mean, that's what this is all about. Like, it's not about, trying to duck and dodge them. It's not about – it's good. We want the best. We want to play the best. We want to play against the best, and we've got to prove that we belong, right? And that's why I just keep telling our team, just keep playing your game, man. Just keep playing your game. You can do it, and we can beat and play with anybody. We just got to go play our game and play our best, and I don't expect really anything less tomorrow. I really don't. Like, you watch the combination of the last 2 weeks, we play our best day in and day out right now.
Coach, I know you'll make a decision probably who's going to pitch the first game tomorrow.
I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm not. I want to watch them a little bit. I haven't seen them. I got 2 people I have in my mind to throw, but I'll make that decision, by the time I leave here this afternoon.
Coach, I know this sounds crazy, but this place has won a lot of. This teams have won a lot of state championship. I think it's a privilege for our guys to get a chance to play on this field.
That's what I told Rick over at third base. I said, I'm so glad that we're playing this regional tournament here. It just feels like a ballpark. It feels like it has all the feel of a great place to play a tournament and a game, man. It's just fun. It's a fun opportunity for our team.
Coach, just your final comments on the win today.
Man, I'm excited to watch him play. I can't wait to get back and just watch him play tomorrow. Like, all the work and the hard work that we put in is done on my end. Like, I just let them go. I let them go play, and I kind of give some suggestions and some things, but I'm letting them play ball because that's what they deserve, and that's what it's theirs, man. Just let them go do it. Let the players be players tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch.
Coach, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Oak Ridge wins the ball game. Final score 7-1. Oak Ridge defeats Maryville. I've lost my voice, so I'm going to close it out here. We appreciate TJ Hibben, Peyton Campbell. They did our camera work. Until tomorrow, 11 o'clock, the Wildcats playing for the championship. So long, everybody.